Alright, welcome to another Train Sim World 2 video, and I've got something a little bit different for you today. As you can see, we're not actually in a train yet. This is the brand new Hauptstrecke Hamburg Lübeck DLC, which came out, I think, yesterday. It'll probably be 2 days when this video goes up. But this is going to be a very first look at this new DLC. So we're gonna literally all I've done is click on the line. So we're gonna be taking a look at it from scratch, and yeah, just gonna check it out. So we'll go. It's gonna be some sort of tutorial where they're gonna show us what the route has to offer, and there we go. So we've got an introduction to the 112.
Welcome to driver training. Today you'll be taken through the operation of a BR112 locomotive in DB traffic red livery. During this brief introduction, we will go through the critical driving controls and passenger operations. When you're ready, climb aboard to get started.
Right, so obviously for this we're going to be playing with the HUD on because we're going to be following the instructions. A little bit laggy on that first look around, but it seems to be fine now. This is interesting.
We will need to turn the loco on. Head to the control panel.
Oh, this is pretty cool.
Hold the battery switch in the start position for 5 seconds. This train is powered by a pantograph that draws power from the overhead lines. Set the pantograph selector to rear. Take a seat in the driver's position. This is where you'll be spending most of your time.
Okay, so we have our PZB and CFIR switches. We obviously aren't going to do that now. That'll come later, but it's good to know that these are down here. This like really narrow little corridor. Right, let's take a seat and see what they say. Well, this is interesting. Set the reverser.
The reverser determines the direction of travel. We'll need to wait for the air system to charge.
Okay, so we're seeing that happening over here. This is interesting. Is this the... Oh, we can't actually see because it disables that while we're doing the tutorial. So we're just going to wait until the next step once the air is charged. Set the signal lights to white. Like so. We're going to connect the pantograph. Ooh, that's nice electrical sound there as that connects. And then close the breaker.
Take a quick glance at the platform to ensure all is safe before unlocking the doors.
Right, that looks good. Let's see, where is the door switch? Oh, it's right there. So we will turn that to... Oh, it faces that way, right? Oh, okay, so that selects the doors, and then this, close, open, right? And the scenery looks pretty good. I'm liking the city. Auxiliary shunting. Oh wow, the PZB switches over there. There must be some here as well. There we go.
It's time to get going. Set the doors to locked.
Right, so we can close them like so. Whoops. Weird, so close is up. I'm going to get that wrong a bunch of times. I can see that already. Set the brake key to on. Interesting. Train brake to running. Like so. Release the handbrake. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so this must be our speed force selected to 100%. Oh, that's this little lever here. Right.
This train is now ready to depart. Use the speed selector to apply power and get moving.
Oh, wow, it actually, you can just choose a speed. So our route is 40, so we'll set that to 40. That's really cool. So it's got a built-in kind of cruise control. You just set this lever to whatever you want your speed to be. I really like that. I'm going to enjoy this train. Okay, so we've got 3.5 Ks to go to Hasselbrook. And we'll just keep an eye on the speed limit. We're still at 40. Let's test out the horn. It's quite interesting. Let's check it from outside. That's pretty cool. Right, so look, we're probably going to do 40. 3.5 Ks, maybe not all the way there. Does look pretty good so far. Other than that initial lag when we started up, the performance seems to be fine. I do tend to get some stutter issues on some of the other routes. Now, is it going to slow us down on the downhill stretch? Looks like it is. Okay, now there we're starting to overspeed now. Okay, our speed's just gone up to 50, which is a good thing. Okay, let's test out the brakes. Very simple. Why is it not letting me accelerate? Oh, that should be in running, that's why. And then, no, it still doesn't want to. Huh. Do not completely release the brake? There we go. Maybe it wasn't completely released. I do like the speed control though, that's really cool. Okay, so about 2 Ks to go. A little bit of a stutter there. And another one. So it does seem we have the characteristic train sim stutter. That happens not just for me, but I've seen most people saying that happens on several of the routes. In fact, the best route I have in terms of performance is the East Coastway. I never have any performance issues on that route whatsoever. Okay, our speed has increased up to, what's that, 90? 100? 100. But we'll keep it at 50 because it's just about a K until we need to stop anyway.
You're now approaching Hasselbrook. Set the speed selector to 0 to slow down. Use the train brake if you need additional braking force.
Right, so we've got the brake level 1. I'm actually going to release it there. Because Because we are still fairly far out. Oh, 500 meters, we're doing 40. And it's coming down ever so slowly. What train is that? That looks interesting. Can't actually see. Hopefully we get to drive one of those as well. Okay, we're actually going to need a bit of power here. Because we are, even with the brakes off, we are not going to make it. Luckily with this speed control system, we can just bring us in at a, what's that, 5, 10. Oh, that is the same train that we are running. We are just in the, what was it, the 122, I think. We're just in this part. I wonder if we get to drive from the other end. Because that looked really interesting. It's quite funny that you have that, you know, really sleek looking cab that's the same design as the, you know, the passenger compartments. And then the other end is like a completely different train. Is this going to be close enough? We might be too far. Yeah, I think we're too far. It does take a while to get the throttle on. I don't know, not throttle, but get the power. Alright, let's give it a bit of brake. That should be close enough now. Right, there we go. Okay, unlock the doors. We can obviously do this from the menu as well, yeah. So I'm probably just going to go through all of the kind of little tutorials that you get that it automatically runs you through when you start a new route. Or when you activate a new DLC, I should say. Right, we can lock the doors. That's probably going to be the end of this one.
Proceed to the next stop unguided
Okay.
and see how you get on.
Fair enough, that is a pretty normal thing in these tutorials. Right. So it looks like we can go all the way up to 100. And I'm assuming then with this automated speed system that it's going to make sure we don't get any wheel slip. And it is kind of gradually progressing through the different power states. So that doesn't seem to be an issue. Right, we can go up to 120. Right, we don't actually want to go up to 120 because we need to stop, like, now. Once again, not paying attention to how close the next station actually is. Right, let's see if we can stop a little bit closer the first time. A little bit better. It's still not close enough to trigger. Yeah, so obviously this is going to take some practice, like any of the trains you get to operate. All right, that should do it. Unlock the doors. Right, that's probably going to be it for this first tutorial. So pretty cool loco. I really like the speed control system. It's going to be interesting. It's going to take a bit of learning of the route before we jump into things like PZB. There's quite a lot going on inside this cab, so I'm keen to do some more on this train.
Good work. That concludes all the basics of operating this train.
And that's actually exactly how they train real train drivers. They put you in like that. They show you how to go forward. No, I'm kidding. It takes a lot more training before they will chuck you on a service like this. Right, let's continue to. So it was a 112. I think I said 122 earlier. Yeah, it's something that I never actually thought of until I started getting into train sim, was just how much goes into learning to be a train driver. Right, please await the arrival of your train. Aha, so assuming that's our train coming in, it looks like we might be driving from the other end this time. It's really cool. We've got the upstairs. I do like that. Must have a fairly high passenger capacity, this train. Freaked out a little bit. Oh wow. Before we go sit in the driver's seat, let's actually check it out. These are very, very interesting seating configurations. I like the upstairs though, that's really cool. Alright, that's awesome. Okay, let's wait, does it want us to go? Oh, we're going back to the other end. Right, so we're not driving from the new side, are we? Look, we're probably going to be in the same 112. Yeah, it looks like it is. Right, so let's open up and we can close and take our seat. Right, so what are we going to do in this one, Matt? Lock the doors. Oh, so Matt's not talking to us this time. Set the brake key to on. Yeah, these are things I'm gonna forget. So brake key, reverser. This is already at 100. I don't know what that does yet. But we can go up to 40, so let's whack on the speed control. Like so. Okay, 38 Ks we gotta go. Right, so strap in, folks, because this one's going to be a little bit longer. Once again, I'm going to keep the HUD on, as this is my very first look at this route. So I have no idea. I've never seen this. Obviously, the idea behind this is to give us a look at the entire route, because I'm gonna guess that 38 k's is, mind you. Let's have a look. So we are down there, and we are going. So it's not quite all the way. So I'm guessing we're gonna stop there and maybe continue to the end. But yeah, I'm guessing that the whole point of this is to give us a look at the route as we go. I do think it's very strange that we have that 112 on that end. And then the rest of the train, you know, is this uniform configuration with, you know, a cab at this end that you can clearly drive from. So, interesting. Now I wonder, obviously I've got the brake on now. Is it going to accelerate, or yeah, it is. Okay, so that's pretty cool. You can leave the speed control set at a speed, and then when you stop braking, it automatically comes back up to that speed. That's very cool. Okay, so that signal speed said 60 as well. Now, I believe there's no LZB on this route. From what I understand, this train is equipped with LZB, but this route does not have LZB. Right, that looks like we can go up to 100. There we go. Wow, so it's got, I mean, we're up to 19, 20, 21. How many power stages does it have? So I saw up to 22. It's quite a lot. This is actually really chilled. We don't have to do anything in terms of managing the power. Unless we do start going downhill, so then we are going to have to apply a bit of braking. So I wonder, if we drive the train in the other direction, then maybe we get to drive from that other cab. That would make sense. I mean, why didn't they just have that same type of cab on either end? Ah, we can speed up. Oh, that yellow signal is not for us. Right, the other loco that we get on this route, I can't remember. I think it's a 123. That's probably completely wrong. But it's a really cool looking black loco that I believe we run freight with. So I'm keen to check that out as well. If we're going to do long runs like this, though, I might have to split this up into multiple parts. We are getting quite a few stutters, but that's not uncommon in train sim, unfortunately. Alright, that speed said 140, so when we pass that, like now, we can bump the speed up. I think we get up to 160, maybe more. Yeah, if I remember correctly, I think 160 is the max that we get up to. It might actually be written somewhere here. What's that? LZB, yeah, so you can turn LZB on. More PZB stuff there, but we have those all here. Is there no speed written anywhere? Okay, maybe not. Right, up to 140 now. So I'm expecting shortly we should be bumped up to 160. Nice bridge. Okay, so I just paused there quickly to change some of the settings. So I have turned some of it down a little bit, as you can probably see, just to see if we can reduce the stuttering, but it doesn't seem to have made any difference. Wow, see, that's a big stutter. See, I'm not super impressed with the performance. In fact, let's go back and turn this back up. And this is, I haven't changed any of my settings from the other videos that I've made. So you know, the other lines that I've run haven't had any issues. So that's a little bit disappointing. See, it is still, it's struggling to it's struggling to load in. Yeah, I definitely haven't had that issue on any of the other routes. There, I do have small stutters on a few of the others. I think so far the East Coastway and the Great Western Express are the only two that I have no issues whatsoever. It does look really bad. Oh, this is reset itself. I mean, everything else is up. It was just that I turned down. So yeah, maybe a little bit disappointing on the performance side. Hopefully that's something that can get improved. Assuming that it's not something on my side, which I don't think it is, because I was doing East Coastway and Great Western Express last night with no problems. I did the other German route, which it was the Rhine-Ruhr route that I did yesterday as well without any issues. I do like the train though, I will admit. And the scenery is pretty nice. The lighting looks a little flat compared to what I'm used to. That could be though, generally when I do these runs, I do something early morning or late afternoon. So maybe, what is the time? 2:30. So it could just be because of that, because, around midday, the lighting realistically is flat anyway. Right, maybe we're actually going to stay at 140. I thought we would go up to 160. We've still got a way to go, so there is time. The draw distance of that grass is not very far. We've got to be there at 14:36. I have no idea if we're going to make it in time. Not really the point of this run though. This is more to just have a look at the route. I say get familiar with the train. I'm not really doing anything. This speed control system is just managing everything for me. Aha, that looks like a reduction in speed. That's at 130. I wonder if that was for that line. I think that might be for the line on our right though, to be honest. So this is actually quite a long route. So it was 38 Ks. Ooh, that is 130 for us. Oops. Oh, 140 again. Okay, never mind. So yeah, when we started off, it was 38 Ks. And that's not the end. It's not quite halfway. It's a little further. So it's probably about 60 Ks in total. Speed, 160. Hey, there we go. I did actually jump on that a little early, but it'll take some time to speed up anyway. Right, 17 Ks to go, 16 Ks to go. Also, an interesting window reflection glitch type thing happening over here. I've never seen that before. So just out of curiosity, let's take our settings, and if we put them on low, we'll turn this back down to 100. Let's see. Wow, that looks shocking. That looks horrendous. It still stutters. So there we can see it's still doing the same stuttering. So it's not the graphics settings. I can't play like that. Let's go and put that back. That's better. Yeah, so I don't have all the DLC. I've got a few of them, but this is the worst kind of performance I've seen so far on any of the ones that I've purchased. This is the latest one. The others, what's that speed? 90. The other ones that I have are not as new as this one, which, you know, I would have thought that the older ones that were kind of preserved, or whatever they call it, I thought those would have had worse performance. That speed said 110. Was that not for our line? It was. Okay, so you do have to remember that even when you bring the speed control down, it doesn't brake automatically, by the looks of things. Okay, we have 11 Ks to go. Because the scenery on this route is actually pretty cool. Like, it's a good looking route. It's just a pity about those stutters. I'll mess around with it and see if I can find something about that and get it to perform better, although I'm not entirely sure what else I could do. Okay, we can go back up to 140. So remember, we did set the pantograph to rear, so this one is up. I don't think those lights should be white, they probably should be red. What do our lights look like in the front? Yeah, that's backwards. Huh. Oh, why is this set to red? White. White. It's still white. I wonder if I can change that from here. Maybe not. None of these are gonna change any of that. Train lights. Train lights. I don't think we're going to be able to change that from here. Interesting. Well, at least the front is correct now. Those should be white. This is obviously all in German. Brake assist. That's the LZB switch. What are these? Nothing. Signal CIFA. I don't want to open any of these. Huh. Emergency brake. So I wonder if that's something that I just don't know how to change, or if that's a bug. They did start up backwards though, because the lights in the front were red. That's a little strange. Right, it's just over 3 Ks to go. So I would expect, mind you, this station isn't at the end, so maybe the line speed stays up around 140, but we definitely should start slowing down. See, that appears to be applying some sort of engine brake. So we have this here. See, if I then release it, that stops. So maybe it does do a little bit of braking. Oh, we're gonna overshoot this something ugly because I'm looking at things. Maybe we can salvage this. And we are pretty much on emergency brake here. So okay, no, we should actually be fine. If you don't bring the speed control all the way down, it will actually do a bit of engine braking. However, I didn't feel like it was doing that automatically. To control the speed. So maybe it only does it if you bring the speed control all the way to 0. Right, let's get the passengers on and off. So if you leave it set at a speed and the train's going downhill and you exceed that speed, it doesn't engine brake. But if you bring the speed control all the way down to 0, but not to its kind of final click, so if we set it there where the speed control is set to 0 like that, it will engine brake. But if you bring it all the way off to that last kind of detent, then it doesn't brake at all. But I would have thought if you set it to a lower speed, it would engine brake to slow you down to that speed. So we'll test that as we go along now. We're just waiting for the passengers. So we should be going to Lübeck next, which is the end. So fairly long line. Like I said, it's probably about 60 Ks. Oh, we've got quite a bit of time to wait. Let's take a bit of a walk. What is that? Not sure. I can see people walking into these doors in reality. Control. Heating. Formation line. Interesting. Coach line. Oh, so that's full on, half on, off. What's a formation line? Oh, unless formation is for the entire thing. Ha. And coach is just for the one we're in. I'm guessing. Right, let's check out some more. And all of these are slightly different. So this one looks the same. It's like a big disabled seating area, I think. No, it's... Oh, there we go, yeah. All seats. How... I wonder what this is. This can't be for disabled seating because you can't. How do you get up the stairs? Well, there's just extra seats that can fold up for more space. This is really cool. I like this up here. Oh, there's one dude here. That is a significant... Oh no, it looks like you stepped down a long way. It's actually not that bad. Oh, oops. Okay, it's actually not that bad. Okay, well, we can't open that door. We've still got 2 minutes. What I should do is go and check out that other cab at the end. Is the train supposed to wait this long, or did we just arrive super early? Right, so I guess we can jump in from here. This looks really cool. Hey, this looks awesome. So we can definitely drive from here. Interesting. Is it B? This looks very talentish. No, but it is obviously different. This looks very cool. So I'm hoping that when we go in the other direction, we'll drive from this side. I still find it very, very strange that they have two... Oh, that's not fun. That they have two completely different... I mean, it's almost like this loco that we're driving from was a complete afterthought. They kind of just stuck it on the way. Oh, well, the train also needs to go the other way. Let's just... We've got one of these. 112s. Just stick it on there. And there's probably a reason that I just don't know about, obviously. Just find it quite strange. Right, let's... We've got about 10 seconds. So we might as well close the doors so long. Right, what's our speed? All the way up to 140 still. So that is what we shall do. What does that symbol mean? Right, here we go. So, 8Ks. What station? Rheinfeld. This speed control system is really cool, though. It takes so much workload off the driver. Obviously, when we get safety systems up and running, we're going to have more to do. But I can see how, if you were driving this for real, that system would be so helpful. Also, it does appear that this section... I mean, there's only two tracks on this route for most of where we've been. There are a few more at some of the points, but these kind of longer stretches have just been 2 lines. Some geese down there, obviously. It seems like you don't spend a lot of time at 160 on this route. There's a very short section where we got up to 160. The rest, or the majority of it, has been at 140. Well, not an issue, just an observation. I just wonder how we arrived so early. I mean, I didn't miss any speed signs because we were running with the hut, so... Maybe that train just waits, you know, that amount of time before it leaves. That's entirely possible as well. Oh, we wanted to test. So if I bring it down, it does engine brake. So I guess kind of the difference in the speed that you're traveling and what you've set it to needs to be, you know, a certain there needs to be a certain difference before that kicks in, because when we're going downhill like this and it's, you know, 3 or 4 k's over the speed, it wasn't actually doing that to slow down. So I mean, it's probably like 5 k's or something, maybe 10 where it'll kick in. There's a lot of little markers along here that all seem to be facing the other direction. 1.2 k's, we should probably start slowing down. See, it didn't do any engine braking this time, so I think we're gonna overshoot here quite significantly. Hopefully it's not a red signal. Oops. Yeah, this is not good. This is pretty normal though, because I'm paying more attention to how the train works and looking at other things rather than watching where we're actually going. The problem is I don't think I'm going to be able to go backwards here. It's obviously not going to pick this up that we stopped. Let's try going backwards and see. Should probably release the brake before we start trying to move. Just wait for that to release completely. Right, we obviously can drive, but sometimes if you do this, it's not entirely happy, and then you, because of the red signal that ultimately ends up behind us, it kind of ends the session. Although we seem to be okay. Yeah, so this is the part that normally you guys don't get to see. Me kind of testing things out and generally messing up like this. Oh, we've gone too far again. Yeah, see there, I thought that would happen. Okay, that's all right. We did have a pretty decent look at the Hauptstrecke Hamburg Lübeck line. And I must say I'm a little bit disappointed with the performance, but other than that, I'm really liking the train, and the route looks really good as well. So I think we'll have to do a part 2 where we check out the freight service, but that's gonna bring us to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. As always, if you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, drop them down below in the comments. I think it's actually pretty cool for me to share, you know, a part of this that you guys don't normally see, because I go through all of this and learn the routes as much as possible before I start driving it, or at least have an idea of how the train works. And yeah, this was a very, very rough, literally the first time I've opened it. So hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video.